What's up guys, welcome back to the channel Woman Engineering. My name is Greg. First of all, before I forget, thank you so much for all your support, all the likes and comments that I've got from you, not just on YouTube but on Instagram and Facebook as well. They're much appreciated. I just wanted to let you know I'm learning a lot from you, okay? In today's episode, we're gonna be working on the arch day vertical once again. I would like to modify the main shaft. That's the most important thing. Second, I would like to make the bearing cap, and I've got a great surprise for you. We're gonna be pumping iron. After that, I need to machine a little spacer that's gonna go between the pulley and the bearing, and that's gonna give a bearing a nice little tension, sort of like a pre-tensioner. All I have to do now, take it off, chuck it back on the OD, bore a hole, counter bore another hole for the oil seal, and then face the two sides. RPM is 610. Let's give it a go. I'm on 29 mil, so 6 mil to go. Zero, 3.5 down. Okay, so I've changed the tool, got a boring bar over here. That's a 10mm boring bar. We're gonna bore a hole 11mm deep and 80mm in diameter to put the oil seal in. Okay, so here we are. Off camera, I had to put a little bit of a recess over here. Oh, by the way, it's not a lapping plate, it's actually my old kitchen tabletop. It's a piece of granite that I cut out. I've machined the OD, I've faced it, bored it for the new bearing. Okay, so the next step will be to put the 6-hole ball pattern around over here. I went with the 6 because I just found that 3 is not enough, and I'm using a 3/16 bolt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, how do I do that? Since I don't have DROs on any of my machine, I had to come up with a little bit of jiggery pokery, and this is what I came up with. I put this down on a piece of paper. I traced around the OD and the ID, and one of the upsides of having a 9-year-old really into math, that I found this. Is it a 6? Oh, this way. Last year, I think, or the year before, that they were learning about fractions. So this is a 1/6 fractions. It just happened to be the exact same size as of my oil seal. So that's like 80 mil. So what I've done is I just put it over here. I just wanted to make sure that plastic is right in the middle of everything. Now let me just get my punch. And then it's just a matter of extending those lines beyond the plastic. There you go. So once we're done with that, because this is the OD of this cap, which is 118.5, but I want my ball hole pattern to be on 102 millimeters. So 118.5 take away 102, that's 16.5. You divide that by 2, that's gonna be 825, so 8 1/4. Let's say roughly 8 mil. So I just measure 8 mil from the edge and I just poke a hole. Okay, going to arts and crafts. If you're just joining, thank you for joining the QVC. That will be the first one. Now the reason why we transferred and I drilled this one, I don't want to drill on this surface because this is not flat. It's kind of like wobbly a little bit, whereas this one obviously is machined and it's flat, so I can transfer all the holes from this side and then I spot them. The reason why I went with a 6-hole ball pattern is sort of clamping these cracks together. If I go with a 3-hole ball pattern, the one will be here, one will be here and there, and I just figured that's not really enough. And if you ask why am I doing it over here on the bench, is for the simple reason that I want to make sure that the first is top dead center. Yep, that's my first mark. What I have here is an old an old 2 mil drill bit, and that's a really good example why you don't throw away old drill bits. They use it as a locator pin. Okay, I think I'm gonna drill through the other 5 holes and then I'll bring it back. Okay, so in the previous clip you saw me drilling these 3 holes, and I sort of use a 2 mil drill bit to sort of align the cap onto the bearing journal. I've got the hardware we're using 3/8 24. These are gonna be countersunk, so I will have a good 1/2 inch to penetrate and 1/2 inch to hold the end cap onto it. So I think that's plenty enough, and we're gonna have 6 of these. Okay, what we are using is tab drill for a 3/8 24, which is a 3.8 mil clearance hole 3/16 drill bit. To countersink, I will use an 8 mil end mill. this is what we've just done. All of the bolts are bottomed out. It feels secure. I try to pull it up as even as possible. Bearing is okay. Let me put it on a machine and I'll show you how it looks like that. I just realized that I won't be able to put the bearing and the cap on it because I still need to machine down a bit of the shaft. Well, the surface finish is spectacular. It just doesn't get any better than that. This is the chip that we're producing. It's mildly hot. This is just what I want to see. Finish is okay. This is the old bearing, okay? So the new one is gonna be fitted properly. Everything is lining up perfectly. The bearing is in it. Haven't put the oil seal in it, but hopefully, you know, I don't see anything why it shouldn't fit. I bored this cap to the right size, which is 56 mil. Here is the sleeve that we just machined. There it is. Remember, the shaft will come out probably about like 7/8 to 1 inch. That means that the Woodruff key will be sitting just over here, so everything's gonna be fine. And then here will be the pulley, and I've cut the end of the shaft, and I'm gonna machine the same thread over here, which is 1 inch by 24 TPI, I think, if I remember correctly. So the pulley will put pressure on the bearing, and that's what's gonna give the bearing the preload. Okay, and all I have to do now is figure out how much I need to machine down of the shaft, of the shoulder, and then put the machine back together. One inch and 380, perfect. Look at that. And it's on it, solid. Okay, so this is all I wanted to do. Let's try to put it back in the machine. Okay, that's on. All I need to do is just drive this home. So it's pretty much as far as it goes. It's free spinning, it's moving. Obviously it's a little bit crunchy because this is the old bearing, and the new one will be silky smooth and oiled up. This shaft, obviously I just put it in, try to put it in the middle, and this is just aligned as well. Happy with it, guys, right in the middle. Job well done. Guys, with that said, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe so you get notification from the new uploads. As always, likes and comments are highly appreciated, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.